Biblical perfection requires a heart entirely possessed by God. This state only begins by ending all other competing attachments. This spiritual architecture places love at the summit and humility as the path. Detachment provides the interior freedom necessary to move up that trail. Divided hearts emerge when blessings, like success or family, transform into idols. Dependency on these gifts eventually rivals a person's devotion to God. A heart weighed down by material or reputational anchors cannot physically make the spiritual ascent. The rich young ruler serves as a classic biblical example. Despite his moral discipline, his inability to detach from his wealth prevented him from following Jesus. Modern life mirrors this in the story of a man who prayed for a car for his career. When his family grew to owning 4 vehicles, his weekend schedule was consumed by maintenance and vanity, eclipsing his time for community. This is the possession paradox. The things a person believes they own often end up owning them. Ignatius of Loyola, the 16th century founder of the Jesuit order, modeled this through radical isolation. He spent 9 months in a cave at Manresa, using physical separation to break his deep attachments to wealth and prestige. His methodology centered on agere contra, a Latin phrase meaning to act against. This practice requires a person to move intentionally in the opposite direction of their strongest impulse. This strategy represents the narrow way described by Jesus. By denying the ego's primary demands, a person restores their interior freedom. Consistent, contrary action over time transforms this practice of detachment from a fleeting emotional impulse into a highly developed spiritual skill. Modern disciplines translate these counteractions into a specific matrix. Someone attached to food or comfort might use fasting to break the body's control over the soul. An attachment to money is broken through radical generosity. Even mundane habits apply. To break an addiction to speed and hurry, a person might deliberately choose the slowest lane or the longest queue. Saint Francis of Assisi, the 13th century monk who founded the Franciscan order, famously gave away even his own clothes to prove his radical detachment from material wealth. These micro-detachments serve as the training ground for larger spiritual surrenders. Effective detachment keeps the heart free from the ownership of any ministry, reputation, or career success. This continuous process of decluttering the soul creates the deep interior freedom that is required for a person's total communion with God. Identify the one blessing currently rivaling your devotion and surrender its hold. Gaining God Himself is the end of the path.